Hi, everybody. It's Dennis, the active trend trader. Are you one of the traders who has a difficult time finding great growth stocks to trade every weekend? Well, we've got the answer in today's video. Welcome to How to Make Money Trading Stocks and Options. We're going to cover three things. Our panel of expert traders has picked out three top shelf growth stocks that are setting up and ready potentially to trade next week. Number two, an analysis of the indexes, showing which ones are strongest, which ones are weakest, and what the potential is for a move next week. And then we'll also cover another trading problem or issue that you may be having, and we'll provide an answer to that will help you, one, maximize your profits and minimize your losses. So let's get into today's session right now. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wilburn, the active trend trader. And if you're looking for great growth stocks to trade, you're in the right place. How to Make Money Trading Stocks. We air every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And our panelists today is Dr. Steve Ferreira and Anil Parikh from Delaware. Guys, I took a look at your stocks. People are going to want to hang around to the end to see exactly these great stocks that you guys provided. So good morning, Steve and Anil.
Good morning, Dennis. I was just muted and talking away but not realizing it.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I'm here.
Okay, awesome. I thought I was going to all of a sudden going, I'm by myself. And so, I asked Steve and Anil before we got started how long they've been trading. And between the three of us, we've got about 70 years plus of trading experience. And so, if you're looking for top stocks, that are top shelf, stick to the end of the video. We'll basically have those and be able to, and if you have any questions, we want to make this interactive also. If you have any questions, please type it in the chat box to say, hey, can you take a look at this, or this? We are going to keep moving rapidly today. And so with that, let's go ahead and get going. One thing about the active trend trading system and also the other systems that both Steve and Anil trade, we all trade a similar type system, but with active trend trading, it's a proven, clear, simple system designed to what? So that you will know what to buy, when and where to buy it, when and where to sell it, and so you can maximize your profits and minimize your losses. And I think everybody is interested in that. We cover 3 points in this session: market index review, 3 stock picks. Now, these aren't just ordinary stock picks. Both Steve and Anil are absolutely fantastic Investor Business Daily stock guys. And also they bring in their expertise from when it comes to Wyckoff trading and this type of thing. And I bring some technical analysis, traditional technical analysis to the table. So you're getting 3 really great technicians to be able to provide stocks to you. Remember that what we do is for trading purposes. Traders should always paper trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. How are we doing? Currently, active trend trading, I'm up about 7.2% for the year. As you can see, the markets have basically pushed higher today, and they are also up for the year. But we are, one of the things I like to do, slow and steady wins the race. And just, adding 2, 3, 4, 5% on a monthly basis and let that compound. By the end of the year, you'll really be surprised on where things are. So let's get in and jump in at the markets. And I'm going to start with the S&P. Very interesting on the S&P. We were following this last week. I had a Fibonacci in. Here was the candlestick from last Thursday of last week. It was a hanging man. We had a pullback. It acted like a hanging man was supposed to act. This is one of the things with reversal candlesticks or candlesticks. They tell you where, they do not tell you how much the potential pullback or uptrend will be. In this case, it turned out to be a 1, 2, 3-day drop. We hit off the 20-day moving average, put in a hammer. I talked about that hammer from the 4th, which was Tuesday, on the radar live Instagram video, talked about that. Was that really a good reversal hammer? Because it wasn't really reversing very much of a downtrend, but what's happened since? We basically had a do nothing day on Wednesday. Thursday, things kick in. Price action again moves off the 20, blows up through and puts in a, I won't call that a bullish engulfing, although it is a bullish candlestick. Now we have broken out. What I will do is I will basically take a look at, I can basically lay in a, it's about right there. Yeah, it's about there. We have broken out above that high of this hanging man. Now that bearish hanging man signal is voided. It is voided. And I'll look for the market to continue to move higher. We can look for support. I'll look for support off of the 419 level and up from there. So that's what I've got with the SPYs. NASDAQ really got a boost in the arm today, kind of. However, as you can see, it's really struggling to, and it's weaker than the S&P. Price action came down into the magic fib box, stopped right below above the 50-day correction, the 50% retracement, regained the 50-day moving average, and now has run into resistance where at the 23% retracement and the 8 and 20. I always find it interesting, Stephen and Neil, how these Fibonacci's, when they line up with the moving averages dynamic resistance or support, it seems to multiply their effect. Have you noticed the same thing?
Yeah, for me, I would agree. But although I don't rely on fibs all that much, I do pay attention, and it's interesting how they line up. And
yeah,
I don't rely much on fib. I need to learn that more from you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I really, and one of the things with Fibonacci's is what I find is oftentimes when they do line up, they line up because there's a lot of other professional technicians that are watching the fibs. And as I said, what I've noticed is that, let me grab my pen really quick here. What I've noticed is when you get a confluence of clues like we see right there, where you have the dynamic resistance of the 820 moving average and the fibs all lined up right there, similar to what we see down here off the 50-day moving average, everything was lining up. We had a confluence of clues saying that this is what, there's either a level of resistance or support in that area. Now, so I like the momentum shift here on the daily chart, on the Qs. Let's see what happens from here. If we get a close back up above the 820, that will probably propel us to go ahead and go up and at least challenge the past highs. Then we'll see whether or not that works out as a line of demarcation to move further up. Russell. Russell yesterday put in a really, this is an absolutely fantastic dragonfly doji, or hammer, if you will. The thing that I like about this is that it is also, we can consider this a bull flag. And price actions have now moved back above it. Now now that we're moving back above the 820-day moving average, I'll watch this into the close today, guys. And if we hold on to this, I'll look for a position in IWM to at least run back up to these, the downtrending wedge here from the triangle, which is up about 230 to 229. So it's about a $5 gains. We blow out through the top of that, because we would have then a higher low, higher high from these highs over here, higher low, and so we could be in gear to really shift to the upside. I like it. The other reason I like the IWM, momentum is shifted there, and it looks like momentum is getting ready to shift on a weekly basis. So that's, guys, that's TSI and 3. On the cues. Yes, Mark, without a doubt. And I'm going to watch that the three-line clusters. What Mark's talking about, guys, and I'll just whip back really quick to the cues. What he's talking about is this is a clue, and I'm going to do a lesson on this and post it over to YouTube in the very near future. We had it wasn't a three-line cluster, but we had a two-line cluster right here. And when you get these two-line clusters or three-line clusters and they're below 20, oftentimes within 1 to 4 trading periods, you'll get a move to the upside, a strong move to the upside. It can go deeper than that, though. In other words, it can still seek lower lows before it reverses, but oftentimes, timing-wise, it's pretty solid to go 1 to 4, in this case, days, and looking for a reversal back up to the upside. So, Anil and Steve, that's what I have today. What's your thoughts?
I agree with you. Maybe I'm more bullish than you. I read what you're saying, but I became extremely bullish today with the action breaking out to new highs in the E-minis or in the S&P.
Okay.
So I'd say just whatever sets up, take those trades. Don't hesitate.
I like it.
Manage your risk.
Anil?
Yeah, I'm kind of still watching. I want my triple screen to give me a clear signal.
Okay.
And it's about there, but not quite. So we'll see.
Okay, awesome. So, okay, let's see. Let's jump into. Okay, I think who went first last week? Steve or Anil?
Don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. Go ahead, Anil.
Okay, I'm gonna put up the stock and then you defend it.
Okay.
Whoever and tell me.
Yeah, go ahead and put my stop if you want to. Floor and decor.
Okay, what's going on with? I've got the daily on the right, the weekly on the left. Tell us about it.
Okay, floor and decor going to show up on my list most likely this weekend. I prepared the Delaware focus list every week, and I select only from IBD 50, big cap 20, sector leaders and IPO leaders, and then I run a bunch of different screens. And this one came out very strong on the market split screen, and the earnings came out, I believe, yesterday, and they were pretty good. So I'm not worried about earnings for next 3 months. And this looks like a good setup. So that's why I recommended this thing. And
okay, where's your buy point, Anil?
my buy point is about right here, right now. You can pick it up if you want to.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, I like it. It's got it. If and then your stop loss will be where?
My stop loss for this one right now will be about standard IBD 7%.
Okay.
And then
that would be if you picked it up where it's at right now. Let's put some texture to that. I picked it up right there. 7% would be slightly below the 50-day moving average, and so that's a good go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Looks good.
And Steve, I have INMD.
Integramed, yeah.
This has been a fantastic performer. I mean, it really has.
It has. It's been quite a while on IBD 50. Occasionally it gets off of it, but it gets back on. I like the long-term weekly setup chart. It's in a very strong trend. We're pulling back this last week and this week, and I think we're setting up a very nice potential buy. It's not yet a buy, in my opinion, but based on what it does on Monday relative to today's bar, today is an inside bar.
Right.
What I call an inside bar because it's inside the range from the previous day. I like to go long when the inside bar is broken on the upside. And because I'm bullish on this stock, I'll be only looking at bull trades. So if we break today's high, I'll be entering tomorrow. On Monday, I'll be entering the trade, and my stop would be right under today's low, the inside bar low.
Okay.
So I like that kind of an entry where it's a tight stop. I know quickly if I'm right or wrong, and the risk is relatively low.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it shows me that the momentum is just about as low as it usually gets.
Yeah.
You go a little bit lower, but we're in a congestion zone here, so I like it between $65 up to 76.
Right.
I agree. As of right now, we have a bullish Harami, what Steve called an inside day. It means the same thing. And so, Steve, would you put a buy stop over today's high?
Today's high, yeah.
Okay, so I buy stop over today's high. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Unless if we get really strong into the close and it turns out to be not, I take it back. There's no if on it. I won't enter today. It'll be a Monday entry.
You will not, and I like that. Stick with your rules, man.
Yeah.
I will not enter today because I don't have a good solid system signal. Excuse me. Yeah. And so, one of the things, guys, if you are interested, well, let's see. Let me put my choice for this week up, and my choice for this week is ICHR.
ICHR. Okay,
It basically has pulled back into the 50-day moving average. It's high on the IBD list. Excellent bull flag back into a breakout area. You see it on the weekly chart over here. I can do my entry on this will be basically if it retests above back down to the 50-day moving average, the 52.94 level, or I break out above, excuse me, I break out above the 20-day moving average at about 56.52. I could also, I'll be watching this. I like it here, but I am flexible. And the other thing I like about this is it does not have weekly option. It has monthly options. But I like this momentum. Looks like it's ready to turn up, and we're just seeking a pullback. So that's what I've got. ICHR. It had really great numbers on the stock checkup with A for accumulation distribution, and I think it was at 99% on the other. So that's my choice. What do you think?
looks good. I really like it too.
Looks good, and your up-down volume ratio is also 1.5 or something, which is good.
Okay, cool. So, well, if you want to find more stocks, or basically get a list of my preferred stocks, there'll be a little icon that shows up right there on YouTube that will say, hey, here's how you get the Power Rank Elite watch list every week. Dennis, this is from Barry, do you generally see the techs to have bottomed today, or is it too soon to tell? If I take a look at which index are you looking, Steve, or excuse me, Barry, for the techs? Are you looking at the NASDAQ primarily? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would say I think it bottomed a couple of days ago, and I'll just jump right back over to the Qs real quick. Great question, though. And the semi. Okay, yeah, I'll talk about. Let me talk about the Qs really quick. That's a great question. Has it bottomed? I think the answer to that question is, yeah, possibly. Time will tell. How's that? As we say, I like that the momentum is shifting around. Unfortunately, it is out of sync with the The weekly is out of sync with the daily. So we could just get a run back up here towards the past high, but that should be tradable. And then if we then get a move like that, we get basically a move back up and then a pullback, and hopefully that second pullback will be a higher low and then a breakout. That'll be awesome. It's basically what will tell me that the bottom is in for the text is what happens next. Push up can get all the way up to this level here, and this pullback here will be very, very telling. If it only comes back like halfway into the range, that's a very bullish sign, and I'll look to basically jump all over that. So great thing, great question. Take a look at the semis really quick. Now, I don't usually do this, but the guys we finished up things so quickly. Semis, as you can see, it broke down on this little uptrend line. It's going back up. Is it up to kiss the trend goodbye or to break out above it? We don't know. I like also semis. Momentum looks like it's shifting up. However, we're still below the moving averages, the 8, the 20, the 34, and the 50. That is a dynamic area of resistance that will stay in place until we get a breakout. But it was a nice little reversal and probably a really good tradable trade.
Dennis, I have a little bit of a take, not a different take, but an addition.
Yeah.
I like looking at the indices, and I certainly rely on reading the indices as they turn. But also, I'm looking at how my individual trades have worked out over the last few weeks to few months.
Okay.
And although I think that the tech area, the NASDAQ area, looks to be firming, based on my individual trading, most of them have been very modest gains to small losses. And it's like what I consider the strong names in that area are not yet behaving well, put it that way.
Yeah, I agree.
It's been choppy, and so it's been a difficult time for me to trade.
And that's where I'm calling out, Steve, this aspect of this coming back up into, I mean, this means either one of two things. One, on the semis, we've reached a level of strong resistance, and so the next move is down. And if we go with what's the recent trend, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, potentially lower high. And what is this? This right here is a bear flag. So if that breaks to the downside, just stand by, because we could drop significantly. The other thing to do is go ahead and measure and see how far a 10% correction on the NASDAQ would be. So, okay, guys, that basically finishes us up. And let's go ahead and just move towards the Steve and Anil. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Dennis. Thank you.
Enjoying it. Thank you.
We'll close out today's session if I can. Maybe we will. I want to remind you, hey, if you want basically go on our autopilot system, I welcome you to check us out. Top 5 growth stocks and leverage ETFs. You get your pre-flight checklist, which shows you exactly where I'm going to be trading this based on my analysis over the weekend. And that way it saves you a heck of a lot of time, because you can basically just take those. I show you where I'm going to enter, where I'm going to exit, and to basically, maximize your profits and minimize your losses. It looks like this. This is what one of our pre-flight checklists looks like. So if you're interested in putting your trades on autopilot, you can basically find it on the Active Trend Trading website, or just go to here, activetrendtrading.com/autopilot. And you can, really good deal for, like, if you just want to go with the top 5 growth stocks, it's less than $1 a day. I mean, that's what the membership is. So until next week, I just want to say thank you all for joining. And remember, 2021, Steve talked about a little bit that when the market isn't, so clearly this is a different market than last 2020. And it's a harder market to trade Therefore, you have to basically, keep your cards close to the vest, but you can still trade well, trade and prosper, practice accelerated compounding, which means you're taking off 5%, 6%, 10% profits, and you're just rolling those every month for profit, for profitable trading and growing your wealth. So let's see. As I promised you, one of the things, Stephen and Neil, did you know that most traders need to have at least 100 trades under their belt before they start feeling comfortable with their system?
I didn't realize it was that high, but I've heard numbers more like 13 to 18 trades.
No, it's more.
If you trade the system, then you've got the system down there.
No, it's more like 100, believe it or not. And unfortunately, how long does it take to get 100 trades? Well, it takes quite a while unless you practice. And I just wanted to highlight the next video that'll come up here for you to take a look at is how to use the on-demand feature of Thinkorswim platform to practice on the weekend and get those 100 trades in. And you can do it almost on a couple of days, and you can have those 100 trades in place, and you'll know your system a lot better. So with that said, you can go there. And if you haven't liked and subscribed us, hey, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and let your friends know about it. So until next week. Well, who's that guy and what's he doing? I don't know. Aloha. God bless everybody. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Anil.
Thank you.